Hey, everyone! Welcome back to our channel, where we explore some of the greatest stories from around the world. Today, we're diving into one of the most famous collections of ancient tales, 1001 Nights. And the story we have for you today? It's a clever and funny one about a donkey, an ox, and a very wise farmer. Let's set the scene. A long time ago, there was a wealthy farmer who owned a large piece of land. On this land, he had a sturdy ox and a rather clever donkey. Now, the ox's job was hard. He had to plow the fields every day under the hot sun, pulling a heavy plow through the dirt. Meanwhile, the donkey lived an easier life. He didn't have to do as much work as the ox, just the occasional short trip to the market. Most of the time, he relaxed in the shade, enjoying his days in comfort. Now, the ox, understandably, was getting tired of this arrangement. One day, when he came back to the stable completely exhausted, he started complaining to the donkey. "I can't take this anymore. Every day, I work till I'm about to collapse. You have it so easy, donkey. If only I could switch places with you." The donkey, being the clever animal that he was, decided to give the ox some advice. "You know what you should do? The next time the farmer comes to make you plow the fields, just refuse. Lay down, pretend to be sick, and he'll have no choice but to let you rest." And the ox thought this was a great idea. So, the very next morning, when the farmer came to get the ox, he found him lying on the ground, groaning and refusing to move. The farmer was a wise man. He noticed that the ox didn't seem truly sick and suspected something was going on. But instead of getting angry, he decided to play along with the ox's little trick. Looks like the ox can't work today. I guess I'll have to use the donkey instead." And with that, the farmer hitched the plow to the donkey and sent him out to do the ox's job. Now, the donkey wasn't ready for this. He had never done such hard labor before, and by the end of the day, he was completely exhausted. When the donkey finally returned to the stable, he was furious at the ox. "How could you trick me into giving you such terrible advice? Look at me. I've been working like a slave all day because of you." The ox felt bad, but was also a little amused by how things turned out. But before they could argue more, they overheard the farmer talking to his wife. "If the ox continues to pretend he's sick, I'll have no choice but to send him to the butcher tomorrow. It's not worth keeping a lazy animal around." Now, the ox heard this, and suddenly, he realized that his little trick might cost him his life. Terrified, the ox decided he better get back to work. The next morning, when the farmer came to the stable, the ox was standing tall, ready to plow the fields again as if nothing had happened. And so, the ox learned his lesson. Meanwhile, the donkey was just relieved that he could go back to his life of leisure. And that's how the donkey's clever plan backfired, teaching us that sometimes it's better not to meddle in someone else's problems. So, what did you think of this story? The tale of the donkey and the ox reminds us that we should be careful about the advice we give, or the tricks we try to pull. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more ancient tales and life lessons from 1001 Nights. See you next time.